At approximately 11:15 this morning, westbound on 69th Street East, we had a small child, 20-month-old, run out into the roadway. Unfortunately, that child was struck and killed. The Florida Highway Patrol Traffic Homicide Investigative Unit is on scene as we speak, and we are continuing the investigation. At this point in time, it appears that no charges will be pending. It does appear that the child got away from the adults who were supposed to be watching her, and when she ran out into the road, obviously this vehicle had very little time to react, and unfortunately we've lost a 23-month-old child. Florida Highway Patrol has been dealing with a lot of tragedy lately, so I just want to remind everyone, let's have that good situational awareness when we're driving. Let's have even more awareness when we have a small child in our care. If you live close to a roadway, you must make sure that you have eyes on them at all times. The bottom line, we want to make sure that everyone is safe. And we can take a tragedy like this, if we can turn this into a learning experience so this never happens again, that would be great. Any questions?
Did the driver of the vehicle stay on scene, sir?
The driver of the vehicle did stay on scene and is also being medically evaluated. As you can imagine, this person is also a victim. They are devastated at this point in time, and they did remain on scene.
Is it that black SUV that's next to the ambulance, or is that the...
That is correct. It is a Chevy Equinox 2012 model.
Do we know, was this child with family? Why was this child out here?
That part of the investigation is still ongoing, of how and why the child was let alone in the front yard and was able to gain access to a roadway. That will all be coming out within the investigation.
Does that child live at home on this block?
That is correct.
Confirm it's a girl, right?
I can confirm it's a 23-month-old black female.
You know, and this is something, I mean, the family is devastated, the driver of the car is devastated. This is all around just tragic.
Without question, I have nothing but victims in this scenario. Small child darts out in front of you. It's almost impossible to stop a vehicle in time. That is why it is paramount that we keep an eye on our children. We keep an eye on everything when we are operating a motor vehicle. This is something that the Florida Highway Patrol sees way too much, and obviously we want to put a stop to this. Like I said, this tragedy that occurred today, if it can save one life, that's all we can ask for. Right now, obviously, the family is in mourning. They're in shock right now, as well as the driver of that vehicle.
Can you confirm that members of the Child Protective Investigation Division of the Sheriff's Office are assisting?
Already on scene.
I know that we just began this year, but I know this is like a really fast road. So have there been any other incidents than this one?
No, not to speak of. This is not an area where we would consider this a hot zone, where people are consistently speeding. And at this point in time, we don't believe that this vehicle was speeding. This was a scenario where a small child ran out into the roadway. And please understand, this is a vehicle versus a child, a vehicle versus an adult. It does not matter how big or small you are. If you get hit by a car, the injuries are going to be devastating, if not fatal. I'm going to stay around for a little bit, so if I have any updates,